constant examination of developments and some possible ideas for the future. This takes us very neatly, I should say, to lunchtime, but if there are any burning questions, sir, would you like to stand at the microphone, tell us who you are and pose your question, please?
Dr. Wagdi Hindi, Chairman and Managing Director of the company, I want to Dr. Wagdi Hindi, Chairman and Managing Director of Port Said Cotton Export Company in Alexandria. I want to thank Dr. Hassan for his very interesting presentation, and I want to ask him two questions. I have just arrived from Bremen conference. There was about 3 papers concerning compact spinning. I want to ask, from your own point of view, do you think that in case of developing these systems of spinning, it will be for advantage or disadvantage for ELS product? This is the first. The second is, another paper submitted at this conference proved that by some systems of twisting, it could be possible to affect both micronear and the strands of the cotton fiber properties. What are your comments about this? Thank you.
Could you repeat that last question?
Another paper submitted at this conference proved that by some systems of twisting, it could be possible to affect both micronear and strands of the cotton fiber properties. What are your comments? Thank you.
You get the question.
You don't know the answers.
Compact spinning. Any new system that comes out is going to arouse interest from 2 quarters. One is the machine makers, and the second one are academics. Right? And so we're all going to jump on. You know, when I'm doing research on compact spinning, I will talk about compact spinning and say it's got advantages, disadvantages. Compact spinning was being introduced by lots of different machine makers. Reader pushed their system. First of all, is anybody from Reader here? No, I'm all right then. You know, and there are problems. One of the major problems and difficulties in the textile industry is balancing airflow. You know, blowing and sucking is difficult. And if you look at long machines, ensuring that the suction on spindle 1 and the suction on spindle 700 are exactly the same is important if you compact spinning. If there's a variation, you get a different yarn structure. So that is a really critical issue. That seemed to be resolved more by Susan, so their system was claimed to be slightly better than the Reader system. Reader subsequently bought Susan, and so they pushed the system. The advantage of compact spinning, as I said, is it does produce stronger yarn. If you want a stronger yarn, you can get a stronger yarn. But are you prepared to pay 25, 30, 40% more for your spinning machine? And that's the real issue. You've then got to ask the real question is, what am I going to do with this stronger yarn? You know, where is the need? If there's a need for, say, a superfine sewing thread or something like that, I'd say, yeah, there's a reason for doing it. But don't go out and buy it because the mill next door's bought one, which tends to happen, because that is real nonsense. In terms of extra long fibers, that's one of the major areas where the machinery makers, not me, the machinery makers are claiming advantage. There are real problems with shorter fibers. Because the shorter fibers don't pull in, the shorter fibers tend to stick to their aprons and create problems. And therefore, in the US, for example, the chances of success there are less because of their shorter fibers. With typical things like Texas cotton. So there are problems. Again, the advantage claimed by Susan over the Rita system was theirs was less susceptible to the shorter fibres. Susan will admit that it's good for cold cotton. Longer fibres have an advantage. But whether you use it, I would say, don't say, let's just look at the yarn. You've got to go right away through and say, what am I going to make out of it? If I'm going to make a shirt, what's the advantage in terms of this? Not the fabric, the final shirt. Does it feel better? Does it wash better? Does it retain those properties? Do I put holes in my sleeves? The answer is, not usually. So, unless that full development is there, I would say, I can't advise yes or no, that's what I'm saying, but I would say think it through. Don't think as a spinner, think as part of the whole supply chain, from getting the fibre through to that garment, because that's what you are.
Thank you. I think because it's 1 o'clock, I'm going to wrap up now. I would like to thank our speakers this morning, both Dr. Castle and Dr. Oxenham, and to, in addition, thank our earlier speakers from this morning. I think it's been an excellent session, and I must say that you've been an excellent audience. I hope that you're going to enjoy the parallel sessions this afternoon, and hope that we'll see many of you at dinner this evening. Those of you who are coming to the dinner this evening, please do seek out a Textile Institute member and talk to them about the Institute. As Nancy said this morning, knowledge is power, and I hope that we all feel that we've gained in knowledge here and learned from some of our Textile Institute specialists. So thank you very much to our speakers and to you, and perhaps thank them in the usual way. Thank you.